Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Aries, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Aries, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one for the overall energy will come from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and at the end I will read from the booklet. And I'm so happy to debut a new tarot deck on my channel. I've been waiting for this deck for like at least a year, if not more. It's the Mindscapes Tarot by John Rice. I don't know if you're into tarot decks like I am. I've just been watching his work and his career on Instagram, just following his account, and all of the images he created by hand. He hand drew them, and I think he uses pastels, but I'm not entirely sure. Because a lot of times just seeing like the finished product, but it's such a gorgeous deck. I don't know him, but I'd like to support people, so just check out if you're into tarot decks. It's so beautiful. So this is the first time I'm using it on the channel for this series of readings, and I'm so happy to do so. This is for Aries, okay? Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. The overall energy, I mean, this is beautiful for you. Number 47, which reduces to an 11. The Justice card of the Major Arcana. Justice card is Libra energy, and it talks about bringing things into equilibrium, bringing things into balance. And the card is Go the Distance. This feels like such an Aries energy. It's interesting though, so we see this kind of leopard, cheetah? I'm not sure. I'm a terrible cat connoisseur. I love cats, but I cannot tell you. I want to say I really don't know. But what I'm fascinated by is that it's moving so fast that it's almost like the spots are coming off. So it's like shedding a skin. Really determined to get to the finish line. This reminds me of like in racing, the checkered flag. It's like pole position. You could be into Formula One or NASCAR or like dirt bike racing or something like that. That could be a sport that interests you. This card is talking about like really pushing beyond your own limits, your own expectations, shedding stuff in the process, things that don't serve you, that don't belong to you anymore. Maybe the past, maybe part of an old aspect of your personality. It's full steam ahead. And it's almost like with the Justice card being referenced here, it's as if you know that it's your time, that you deserve it, that you've been waiting for it, that you've paid your dues. Spirit just said you've paid your dues. Still not easy though. I'm seeing like if this were the desert landscape with the sand dunes, and imagine what it feels like to run in sand. There's still a little bit of like resistance, nothing that you can't handle, but I feel as though it wouldn't be like running on grass, right? Running in sand is a little bit more challenging. Not that I would know. I've walked in sand, it's already challenging enough. But it's kind of like I see people when they train for marathons, and that might be something that you're doing. You might be training for a race or marathon, or just like running to work out, running to push yourself. But I almost see it as if like there are people that run on the beach because they want to train their bodies to deal with a little bit more resistance. So it's kind of like you're braving the elements, but it's not even about braving them. You're almost like immersing yourself in them. You're welcoming the challenge. But you're flying. It's otherworldly almost. So that's really amazing. I'm going to get 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier, past, present, future. And at the end, I will pull a card of advice from Spirit. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. What messages do you have for Aries, please? I knew that card was going to come out. I knew. One more. This is for Aries, please, Spirit. Oh, thank you. Ah, beautiful. You got several major, there's only 6 cards on the table so far. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana. And the other 2 cards are wands. So really, almost I feel like you're sitting in your own element. You're really feeling that fiery, passionate, motivated, courageousness. We start with the past energy. Best card in the deck, number 19, the Sun, but in reverse. So I just want to point this out here. It's this beautiful garden path. So like I said, I mean, I've used this for the water signs already, but I'm still getting to know this deck. You're the first sign that got the Sun so far. So I'm still getting to know the deck as you are. The sunflower patch, this kind of happy, they look like children flying a kite, perhaps. Well, they are flying a kite. White picket fence. Well, it's not a white picket fence, it's a wooden fence, but I said white picket fence for a reason. So it's like white picket fences, especially I think in American culture, it's like the symbol, or at least it used to be, of stability, of wealth. If you have a house with a white picket fence, it's like it's such a trope of Americana. So there was something to it when I said that, you know, maybe you've been working for kind of your own personal ideal. And with the card in reverse, it's not to say that you weren't able to achieve it, but there could have been things that eluded you, that you, in the past energy, that were not entirely clear. The Sun represents life-giving energy, illumination, clarity, abundance in all of its forms. So when it's in reverse, it's kind of like we're a couple steps behind. We can see the end in sight, we can see the goal in sight, but we're still kind of working towards it, which might be why this card has come out for you, because it's almost like don't give up, you know, 5 minutes before the miracle. That saying is coming to my head. It's clarified by the King of Branches. In this deck, this is the King of Wands, your energy, Aries. King of Wands. So this did come out, I want to say, for Pisces, and I couldn't think of what the word was for this contraption here. I was like, is it a water wheel? It is a water wheel. They also call it a water mill. So there's a lot of water represented here for a Wands, a fire element card, which I always think is interesting when artists kind of challenge our preconceived expectations of what the card should be, right? There's this sense here that there's power in the watery realms, in the emotional realms, but it is lighting something. There's like a little candle there. It's lighting whatever's going on the inside of the building. It's an engine in a way. It's run by water, but it's power. It's this energy of churning, of motion, of tension, of movement. Most importantly, the King of Wands in the tarot deck is somebody who sits solely in the seat of their throne, just absolutely in control, knows what they want, knows how to get it, knows how to pool all the resources at their disposal to allow movement, progress. There's like heavy activity. So with these two cards coming out here, I feel as though you've just been churning out the work or the ideas or putting your plans together, like really, really focused and efficient, I want to say. Right? Because it's like using the power of nature to make something happen, so that, you know, we're not using like actual manual labor. We're using the power of nature to churn, right? So you could be like in nature right now. You could be working with the elements to really try and turn this card upside down, right? To make your dreams come true. I think some of them have already, but there's still some things that you need to work towards. Can I get a clarifier for the past energy? 9 of Spires in reverse. 9 of, I saw 11 on my timer. 9 of Spires is 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords, in the traditional notion of the 9 of Swords, it's kind of nightmare energy, anxiety. How are we going to reach some kind of light or clarity? We can see here this mountainous range, and this looks like a volcano almost, kind of erupting. So there's already like darkness, a little bit of fear, a little bit of catalyst energy here. And when we're in the 9 of Swords energy, we get stuck. We get trapped in our own cycles of repeat. Like, it's kind of like when you know you're supposed to do something that's uncomfortable, and then you start thinking about it a lot, and you start freaking out, like, what if this happens? And then what if this happens? And what if this happens? And your anxiety kind of bubbles up. I mean, maybe you're not like this, Aries, but I kind of feel like that energy is coming out for some of you. You're kind of like, we're wondering, how's it all going to turn out? But the card is in reverse. So it's kind of like saying to me that, yes, those fears are there, but you are not letting them stop you, right? You're doing your best to shed those. This is in the past energy. So what's going on in the present? 6 of Branches, 6 of Wands. Nice. 6 of Wands talks about victory, accolades, awards, public recognition, promotion. This sense that we are showing our stuff. Like, all these trees are in full bloom, right? Where the majesty of what we've amassed or accomplished is on display, Spirit just said. There are all of these markers or wreaths on the trees, which I think is very interesting. Kind of signals to me like lighting the way, like there's been a path that's been drawn out. I don't know this, I know this like anecdotally, but sometimes when, you know, people go for a walk in the woods or whatever, they might tie a string around the trees just so that they can find their way back. It's almost like, even though there's a victory here in the present moment for you, it's almost like Spirit is saying, you are trying not to forget where you came from. It's almost like your roots, your experience, the struggles you've been through, what you had to go through to get to this place of victory, which is good. I mean, what that shows is a little bit of humility. That's always good, right? The humbleness and gratefulness. It is clarified by the Judgment in reverse, number 20 of the Major Arcana. Judgment card talks about answering the call of Spirit. Like, if we are here on a divine path, which we all are, and, you know, you are in the process of really trying to figure out what that is. The card is in reverse. This also, as a card, is hearkening back to where we've come from, what we may have left in the past, and what we're trying to resurrect. We can see some, this is like a city scene, but there's like a cemetery, right? And a lot of the times in this card, it kind of reminds me of like New Orleans. I think I say that because of these kind of balconies here. New Orleans is also old country, right? It's like very spirited and spiritual. Some of it's dark at times, a little haunty, but Judgment card can also talk about resurrecting something from the dead and from the past, something that you thought might have been long gone, and now it's kind of come back, and maybe in a really good way. But you did get the card in reverse to clarify the Six of Branches. So, I mean, to a certain extent, I think that you're in your groove right now and you're not necessarily looking back and wanting to resurrect anything. It's like you found a new way of approaching something. So let's say, for example, like the most kind of superficial example of like a job. Like, let's say you just got a big promotion, feeling great about it, like everybody is congratulating you, but it's kind of like, I'm never gonna go back to that old way of thinking, those limiting beliefs that I used to be a part of, where I thought all I would amount to is this, that, and the other, and look at where I am now, right? So it's not to say that you're not humble, but it is to say that, like, I'm gonna acknowledge that, like, I just don't want to go back to that place. Like, so for another example I'm giving is like getting into a relationship. Like, you're so happy with where you are now. It's fruitful, it's abundant, but you may have thought that your path was going to be with somebody else, and it just simply isn't. And you're letting that go now. It's because I'm being reminded of a conversation I had very recently with a friend who is going through a tough breakup. And, you know, yes, there's tremendous history, but the path does not lead to that person anymore. We have to carve out a new path. Never forgetting where we came from, though. Can I get a clarifier for the present energy? This is for Aries. Clarifier for the present energy, please. Thank you, Spirit. That's too many. It's like 4 or 5 cards. I don't want that many. Just one, please. One card, please, to clarify. Thank you. 3 of Branches in reverse. 3 of Wands in the reverse. Another Wands card. Lots of fire in this reading. 3 of Branches can talk about waiting for the perfect moment. You know, waiting to involve yourself in something at just the right time. Well, let's look at the card. So the card represents new saplings or new plantings. And whenever we plant trees, sometimes to help them kind of grow straight and tall, gardeners will put 2 stakes here and then put some wrapping around it so the animals don't get up, and just to fortify the tree as it's growing tall. And because there's like, right at the beginning, there can be a little bit of vulnerability with the trees. So, but this is a card of waiting. It's kind of like we're setting things up for success, but we haven't necessarily reached this level of maturation. When the card is in reverse, though, it's kind of like, you know what? Been there, done that. I don't need to wait any longer. I don't need to contemplate this any longer. I'm not confused about anything anymore. I'm kind of just stepping into my power with this. I'm embracing it. It's a new period of life for me, right? I'm reaching that finish line with some project or accomplishment. I'm close. Not quite there yet. Close. And then we end the reading beautifully. 2 major arcana. It's great. And I mean, this really could talk about the ending of like a situation with an old job or an old relationship or an old narrative, because we got number 21, the world. Chapters closing, new chapters beginning, like really seeing, Spirit just said the forest for the trees, really seeing the end in sight, right? I said, we're almost there, we're almost there. And yet, right, it could seem like there's a long way to go, but it's only, it's kind of like, if you think it's a long way to go, then it will be. Maybe look at it as more of an adventure that you're looking forward to. That's what Spirit's suggestion is. That's what I heard in my mind. Because from the viewer's perspective, like this path up to this kind of, I don't know, palace or like a Acropolis or something, it seems like that's like a day's hike at least. It seems like a journey, and yet it's only a day's hike. What's one more day, right? And when we reach that summit, it's gonna be so healing for us with the star card, Aquarius energy. It's gonna really, we're gonna find ourselves in this place of healing and getting our wishes coming true. With the star card, you can see here these beautiful little deer in the background, or in the foreground rather, wishing upon a star. Star energy is also, it can talk about star energy like fame and fortune. Don't want to put that aside, because for some of you it might result in that. But these two cards together, it's just like magical. It's magical, it's abundant, it's well, Spirit just said, you're a little world weary. Yeah, tired. I mean, you've come a long way. But Spirit is saying just a little bit further. I'm going to get a card of advice. This is for Aries. What's advice for Aries? Wow. 2 more major arcana. Spirit is all over this. Your spirit guides are heavily involved with what's happening right now. It's destined. Your victory is destined. You did get the Hierophant number 5 in the reverse, the major arcana, and another major arcana, the Tower number 16 in reverse. So Spirit saying, oh, this is very interesting. Look at that. So right, we got the King of Branches, the 6 of Branches, the 3 of Branches, and I said, oh, that's a lot of fire energy. And here's the smoke, right? So that's very interesting. That feels very synchronous. And I mean, these cards are kind of far apart from each other in the deck. The Hierophant talks about rules and standards and codes of conduct and you know, spiritual connectedness through the material realm. So looking to a person or a text, a sacred text that guides you on your path to Spirit. The Tower card can talk about great shock, awe, and upheaval, like really kind of throwing chaos into the situation in order to shake us off our butts in order to do something. But you got these 2 cards in reverse. It's almost like saying we didn't, like, Spirit didn't need to come in and kind of kick you in the behind, because you were like already doing it for yourself. You are very self-motivated. All they needed to do was kind of come in and kind of steer you in the right path, but they didn't need to shock you into anything. So I feel like there's like a little bit of crisis averted there. And with the Hierophant in reverse, it's like you can, I hear that Fleetwood Mac song, you can go your own way. Like you're not conforming to any of the material world rules, the idealist ways anymore. Like that white picket fence is a thing of the past, and it is in the past, right? It is in the past. You're carving out this new path for yourself. It's really beautiful, very powerful. So I'm going to read from the book number 47, Go the Distance. Endurance, strength, the long haul. To bring your dream to life, you must think long term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. So that's your reading, Aries. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Aries.